You've got literally hundreds of minifigs here on display, all sorts of themes, all sorts of props, hairstyles, helmets, everything. Hey, I'm Jackson. I'm going to give you a quick tour of the BrickPit. So starting in the middle here, we have 2x bricks of every colour imaginable. Every colour rainbow, they've got them in here. You think about it, they've got it 2x, 3x, 4x, and then 6x at the top. So I mean, these are the most basic building block of Lego. You've got them in almost every colour that Lego has available. You can find it here. It's really good just for building up landscapes, structures, essentially everything. So over on this side, you've got the wings, windows, and panels, which is super useful for building up architectural elements, doors, windows, all that kind of stuff. You got wings of all various sizes, you know, small, skinny, big, wide, really small if you want. But yeah, this is definitely a place that we end up spending a lot of time because this stuff's really good for sculpting. Here's the translucent panels, windscreens, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, they've got pretty much almost every window piece that you could need in here. Yep, pretty much heaps of ladders. I mean, they don't have to be used as ladders, obviously. They can be any number of things. So this is a particularly fun area of the BrickPit, the minifig wall. You've got literally hundreds of minifigs here on display, all sorts of themes, all sorts of props, hairstyles, helmets, everything. Not only do you have that, down the side here, you can customize your minifig. So we've got a big handful of torsos, big handful of legs, and you've got all the different hats and hairstyles. And then finally, we've got a big box full of heads. This box contains pretty much every minifigure face and every expression that you can imagine. It's in there. So we spend a lot of time rummaging through there, just trying to find the right one for the right story. Yeah, the minifig wall is super fun because you can just come across little characters and ideas that you might not necessarily have thought of. It can be a really good springboard for those ideas in your story. I noticed the other day, and we're going to use this guy in our next build, I think. We'd really like to use this guy in our next one. Yeah, so we've got a whole bunch of different animals over here. Horses, polar bears. I don't know why we have so many polar bears, but woolly mammoths, sharks, which feature prominently in a particular earlier episode. Crocodiles, and then your more domesticated animals. This wall has been a super important part of LEGO Masters Season 2, the Technic brick wall. We've been doing a lot of really technically demanding challenges, and so invariably we have had to use this wall quite a bit. You've got the super long beams, super small ones, everything else in between, as well as the rounded Technic beams, which are great for getting those little angles. Big 2x. These are really great for structural building. We've definitely relied upon these a lot. You got the burps, they've got the pre-made rocks. These are, I mean, they're a little bit of a cop-out in a few ways, but they're definitely handy. And a competition where time is the biggest pressure on you, these can be a really good way to save time. This whole section up here is for vehicular pieces. We've got tyres up here of varying sizes. Yeah, you got every sort of tyre from these massive big monster truck tyres to like maybe for a tractor, then your regular size tyres, even a few wagon wheels in there. Yeah, the variety in here is pretty crazy. Then you got all the wheel axles and attachments that can be used for everything, really. Wheel arches, which if you've ever tried building a Lego car, you realise how helpful these are in creating those real nice contour shapes of a vehicle. A few chassis. We try and stay away from using those though, because they can be a little bit restrictive in Lego car design. Seats, steering wheels, exhausts, all the fun stuff. Car doors, car roofs, car doors, and some training carriage ball joints. So these two rows are just plates, lots and lots of plates. A few more wing plates of different types, But then down the bottom here, we have like just a big flat square and rectangular plates, and like they're super important. These girders, which are great for filling in space, they're really great structural elements. And much like the vert pieces, in a competition where time is the biggest constraint, these things help out a lot. These little steering wheel things are great for greebling. What else have we got? The steering wheels are great for like, valves and dials and stuff like that. Greebling is like trying to create like the illusion of like the complexity of a machine from just like the repetition of like really small fiddly parts. So just using like lots of tiny little fiddly detail bits just to really create that sense of like complex machinery. This is the fun wall. This is I think all of our favorite part of the BrickPit. This is the wall where you just have boxes and boxes of all the weird funny little bits that I guess like most Lego collectors at home, they might only have a couple of these. Whereas here in the BrickPit, we've got hundreds. Like, 3 boxes full of briefcases of different sizes. Like, you've got about 50 trophies over here. You've got like so much fun stuff to play with. And when we did the gingerbread house, we just grabbed a big handful of these and like clad the side of the gingerbread house with these. You got like a whole box full of bananas here. There's just so much variety on this wall, and there's so much opportunity to use parts in ways that they weren't intended for, simply because of the sheer number available to us. It's great. And the thing about the BrickPit is that like, it just keeps getting topped up. Like, we might run out of a box and then suddenly you come back in and it's full again. You got a whole box full of fine china here, like little teacups and saucers. Barbed wire, which is really great for like, like a Western theme. And down the bottom here, you have a whole array of different tiles, and also jumper plates, 2x2 and 1x2, and also your slopes. All right, so this shelf is full of translucent bricks of, as you can see, almost every color you can think of. You got tiles, you got bricks, you got circular bricks, you've got saucers, you've got crystals. These ones are fun. And the little jewels as well. I remember when I was a kid, like I had like one of these in my whole Lego collection, and I'd never be able to find it. And the rare moment when I would come across it as I was sweeping through my Lego, was just like this moment of discovery. And now there's just like 300 of them in there. A whole bunch of glassware up here. Bottles, flasks, glasses. Magic wands, if you're doing some like magic stuff. Fire, flames, that's always a really handy one to have up your sleeve as well. There's like a whole inferno going on up there. More jewels, more crystals, and single round studs. A couple of translucent tiles, but they are a bit of a rarity. So the classic fire pieces. These are the ones that I really grew up with, and dare I say, kind of help but prefer. But these ones are great for like creating a sense of scale and size. So down here you have like all the 1x plates of all the common colors. So you got like white, dark gray, black, brown, all those. And over here you have more unique, rarer colors. Like you got all the pastel colors, all the really bright colors. Some of the more the less common and a little harder to find colours. So here we have another whole minifig wall. This one's pretty much just a reflection of the other one. So you've got double the amount to choose from. Some foliage up here as well, which is great for finishing off models. Here you have another whole section of foliage. This area here is probably the area that causes the most confusion, because it's the most diverse. Now in here we've got all sorts of snot bricks, all sorts of clips, and also all the real technical Technic pieces as well. We've got snot bricks there, headlight bricks there, hinges, pretty much everything you can use to connect Lego with is on this side. Ball joints, some Technic pieces in here, like all sorts of Technic pieces. You can get so technical with the stuff they've got in here. And so thanks for listening. That's all we got time for, and we'll see you next time.